Hi, I'm Melissa Cowart, broker in charge of Redgate Realty. There's information that you as a consumer have a right and a need to know. There is a form that contains information so crucial for the consumer safety that it's required by South Carolina real estate license law that you're given this disclosure at first substantial contact. In fact, it is so important that you receive this disclosure that if you ever meet with a real estate professional, a real estate agent, and they don't give you a meaningful explanation and a copy of this disclosure in a matter of minutes, I would go ahead, get back in my car and leave, because they are already not looking out for your best interest. You have a right to know when you're protected and who is representing you. Whenever you work with a real estate agent, you're actually represented by the real estate company, the brokerage. So your business is actually with the brokerage company and not that agent. That agent can decide to quit the brokerage or switch brokerages, and you are still obligated to work with the brokerage. You are a customer of a brokerage when you decide not to sign an agency agreement. This, however, means that you are also deciding to accept a lower level of service. Your agent and your broker is still obligated to present all offers in a timely manner. They're obligated to disclose pertinent information of material fact and a limited amount of confidentiality. No matter who your brokerage represents, it is fraud if they do not reveal adverse material facts about the property. That means if the agent knows the roof is leaking, it is fraud if they do not disclose that to you. If you choose to have a higher level of customer service, you will need to get a written brokerage relationship agreement that's going to make you a client instead of a customer. When you become a client, you get obedience, loyalty, disclosure, accounting, and reasonable care. Being a client means that you're entitled to advice, counsel, and assistance in your negotiations on terms like what's a good offer price. An easier way to think about the difference between being a client and a customer would be to compare it to dating versus being married. If you're a customer, it's a lot like dating the brokerage. You don't owe them any obligation. You're free to work with other agents, but you're also not receiving the highest level of care. However, being a client is a lot like being in a marriage. You sign a written agreement, aka marriage certificate or agency relationship agreement, and now you're obligated to operate within those agreed terms. A lot of those terms are going to include you not running around with other agents. Again, though, remember, you are receiving a higher level of service when you agree to do this, just like a marriage. What happens if the brokerage company already represents the seller and you come along and you are the buyer and they represent you too? That's called dual agency. The brokerage will disclose the conflict of interest and act more like a referee, a non-biased third party. They won't be able to tell either party anything that's going to hurt the negotiations as far as price. They will, though, however, still be obligated to disclose anything that's wrong with the property or anything that's going to affect the transaction, known as material fact. If they refuse or do not do this, it's called fraud. In some instances, brokerages are large enough that they don't have to do dual agency. They can offer what's called designated agency. In that situation, the brokerage company designates a client to each agent, and each agent represents the best interest of that client. In a nutshell, everything is up to you, the consumer. You have a right to know when you're represented and who is representing you. You have a right to decide to become a client or remain a customer. You also have the right to decide if you want to be in dual agency or if you would like to leave that brokerage and have another agent represent your best interest. Either way, before you sign anything, ask lots of questions, make sure you have a full understanding, and feel free to consult an attorney, tax accountant, or whatever working professional that you feel comfortable seeking additional information from. Feel free to check out my blog. It's located at redgatesc.com/blog. Thanks for watching.